Oh, Little Sugar, episode 10, the Cooldown. We both had decent days. My day was great. Keegan had a subpar day. We'll let him talk about that in a minute. Before we get started, we're trying to get better at this. We really want to say thank you to both Chamois Butter and Road ID. If you don't have a Road ID, it's awesome. During the race, I usually have Avery's number, people that are around me in case something bad happens and I need to call. And then when I'm out riding, Sophie, girlfriend.
Yep, I also have 2 different ones.
Yeah, in case you get hit.
Yep.
Chamois Butter, they have a lot of different options. You're a girl, you're a guy, you want something heavier. We all chafed out there. It's not fun. This helps, okay? Please support them. This is not possible without it. Avery's behind the camera sweating in the sun, so we couldn't pay him as much as we do, you know, the $3 or $4. So, okay, where do we start? Do we just want to start at the start? Because it was a little chaotic.
Yeah, the start was hectic. It was even hectic before the neutral even went. Like, just always fighting, you know?
I think one of the things I struggle with is like, there's in road cycling, the neutral's very defined. Here, the neutral is like, hey, is it going to this corner? Is it going to the start of the grass?
Oh,
where's the Camaro pulling off?
And then let's put big signs on the side of the road.
In the corner.
In the corner. Yeah, so that was a little hectic. I'm glad we made it out unscathed and there was no big get-offs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always dicey. It's always nice to get into the trail and then you're like, okay, now we're safe, we're racing, and yeah, see how it shakes out. Yeah.
Start's interesting because I always consider myself like, hey, relax, this is where I grew up, this is fun, follow the wheels, and usually you're pretty good at that too. We had Tobin leading us, and we went into the start and kind of just got swarmed. Like right when we hit grass, I felt like 20, 30 people came around us.
Well, right when I didn't want. It was like there was guys shooting up the side, and it was chaos. Kind of, I mean, as expected, it's been that way the last couple of years, but it seemed extra dicey this year.
Yeah, my first Little Sugar. So.
Oh, so you didn't quite know you were.
I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
I am always perplexed with how hard people go at the beginning. That it's a 4-hour race and people race like it's 90 minutes sometimes.
Well, I mean, you got to get to the single track in a decent spot, you know. And I think there's a lot of guys can do it, but then there's some that are punching way above. They're cashing checks that they can't pay for, you know. They can't write. So yeah, I mean, in the end, you're going to pay for it one way or the other. So there's always this balance of like knowing where you should be, kind of. Like, you know what you can do up the climb, and you know what you can recover from, and I mean, everyone just gets excited, you know. So that's how it is.
I'm going to lead you into this. You had some bad luck early. I entered the single track before Keegan, which is daunting for me. Not great for either of us.
Yeah, not a great beginning of the race for me. Thankfully, I had my teammate Tobin, and we had we switched both wheels very early on, which was pretty unfortunate because we were both DFL at that point.
Tobin said it was really clean too. He wasn't looking for any axles or anything.
Yeah, so mine was, I mean, it was probably a 2-minute change for me, and then, you know, he was rolling around in the grass trying to find his axles.
You left Tobin with a frame and 2 wheels.
He said, thank you, Tobin, I'll be on my way. You know, then we switched, and I was like, Tobin, we're good now. We're racing. So no, thank you to Tobin for the wheel change there. Yeah, then, you know, I was like, okay, now you're in for a big chase today.
Yeah.
Did some big chasing. I then had a front flat. And I had the CO2, pulled the CO2 in my pocket, had it cracked, ready to go. I was going to stop in a convenient place once I felt like it was safe because it was kind of a slow leak. I was hoping it would seal, didn't seal. And then as I was pulling the CO2 out, Eli Cranfis from Dirt Camp Racing offered his front wheel, and I was like, what rotor you got? He's like, oh, I got a SRAM 180 rotor, got a DT hub, you're good. And he even had an Aspen on the front. So thank you to Eli for the wheel.
Yeah, you finished on that wheel.
I finished on that wheel. That wheel made the whole race.
So for those who don't know, lifetime, we had one area we were allowed support from our mechanics and soigneurs, and then beyond that, we could only take from other racers on course.
Only in our race?
Yes.
So there's people out there with other stuff, but you only really take what's in your race. So, I mean, thank you to him because that would have been
saved your day.
Saved my day, arguably, because I rode back into the race, and then we had more issues later on, which we'll get to.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. But no, you know, then I caught the group that Alexey was in. Not gonna lie, I was quite impressed with how he was riding his mountain bike. So
half a mountain biker today.
I would say 3/4. That was pretty. I was like, dang, you're better than the rider that was in front of you. And I was like, maybe hey, I should chirp him and say, hey, you're getting outridden by Alexey. Maybe you should move over. No, so that was cool.
Yeah, it was actually fun a couple times today, which is
You seem like
bonkers
you were
to
having
say
fun.
out loud.
You weren't as stiff as you normally are.
I think for me,
found
honestly,
some
like,
flow.
and I also have to take one step back. Like every time I start to ride at my physical capacity, I make mistakes.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I'm not good enough to say, hey, I'm gonna go ride 450 watts right now. It's like, hey, let's ride like 380.
You gotta save a
And,
little.
and pay attention and not be at my limit. Let's take one step back and just talk about what the course is like at Little Sugar, because I think it defines a lot of the Grand Prix, because people, even if you have the legs, mechanicals are out there for everybody. You know, the course is gnarly. I feel like
And just crashing. It's, you know, we've been racing here since, 2018?
19 was my first time. Yeah.
I think was the first epic rides here. Oz Trails back in the day, and you know, the course was different, but it's more or less the same. It's all the same here. It's, you know, really slippery, super loose, skatey, lots of rocks, lots of flat tires. Like the first year here was just carnage because we had no idea what we were getting into. Everyone flatted so many times. You know, and it seems like there's years where there's less flats and there's years where there's more. And this year, I knew, like, you have to pre-ride. I was like, man, it's pretty blown out. They got lots of rain. There was no soil. It was just rock. You know, I rode all week, didn't flat at all, and I was like, oh, maybe we're good. You know, maybe it's not as bad as I think it is. So yeah, it's a crazy race because you can be on a really good day and it can all just go sideways, or you can crash. I've crashed here a lot of times, actually. I've had some of the biggest crashes of my career at this race.
You have, yeah.
Broke my hand, broke my face, got
when
stitches.
It's wet here, it's chaos.
Oh, it's so slippery. The bridges are scary, the roots are scary, the rocks are slippery. I think there's more flats when it's wet too. I don't know if that's because you're sliding around or if it's like it's like lubricating.
Yeah.
And especially since there's always only one feed zone, one feed tech. Yep. So like you can only get wheels in one place. So if you flat, you have to get there.
Yep.
And you know, I carried 3 CO2s, 2 CO2 heads, just tons of plugs. I think I went through 8 plugs today.
Did you carry a pump?
No pump. I was like, 3 CO2s should be enough.
Should be good.
And I should have carried a pump because I almost ran out of CO2.
I put a pump in last minute. I was like, I'm not going to be stuck in the middle of the woods. I was like, I just want to respect it. Because I feel like a lot of guys are out there and they're great mountain bikers, but they don't respect how insanely hard this course is. If you just took all the sharp rocks off this course, it'd probably be pretty fun to ride.
Oh, it'd be super great.
But when you're racing and you're 40 miles in and you start sliding your back wheel around, you're asking to flat, and usually it's a catastrophic rip.
Oh, yeah, I mean, one of my flats today, it was literally a pretty mundane section of trail. Like I didn't do anything that should have caused a flat, and the slice was like this big. I had to boot it with a never second wrapper to put a tube in. Yeah. You know, like it wasn't gonna work.
Yeah. No, it's pretty crazy. Bikes are pretty simple. Let's jump into bikes. I mean, I think this is the first time our bikes are the same.
Yeah.
Maybe not all year, but mountain bikes for sure.
Mountain bikes.
Guys, I was on a 120. It's the biggest bike I've ever ridden.
Me too, 120. It's a good bike for here. Just want something that's like supple and eats, because there's so much single track. Your hands get tired, your back, everything gets kind of hammered. So you want to be able to run these nice and soft suspension.
Yeah, I ran a little too soft. That was how I flatted. I bottomed out suspension.
Hey,
I just didn't see anything coming.
If it's too hard, you can also flat. So
it can go both ways.
It's a hard balance there.
Yeah, the tire pressure and suspension setup is so hard for me, and I'm slowly getting that. But that also plays into like how you feel on the day, because I feel like it's one of those things that, like when I first got on the 120, I was like, oh, this is like, I want my hardtail. You know, like I want that feeling of the bike underneath you.
It's a different style of riding.
Yes, you have to ride a little differently.
Yeah.
But I came around to it, and it just took a lot of pressure changes and figuring things out.
And rebound.
Yes.
Going back to the wheel change with Tobin, you know, I had like a few PSI lower than Tobin.
Yeah.
As I rolled out, he's like, don't forget your tires are 3 PSI higher or whatever. And I was skating around, you know, because I weigh a fair bit less than Tobin. So it took a while to get used to that.
Don't fat shame, man.
I mean, he's just a big dog, you know. He's tall.
Yeah, so what did you run? Do you want to talk about your tire pressure? I mean, you changed it pretty quick, but...
Yeah, I mean, it changed pretty quick. I started with about 18 PSI.
Dude, guys, that's what I started with.
Oh,
I'm actually good at this.
He's good. Yeah, and
Took
then
me a
I
while.
switched immediately to 21 or something, whatever Tobin had.
Not great.
And
skidding around a bit.
Sliding around.
Okay, course. bike? What was nutrition like out there? I took the most caffeine I think I've ever taken.
Me too.
It was like trying to stay focused on the trail.
I started with caffeine, had caffeine in the race.
It's a hard course to eat on.
It
like,
is.
Just in general.
You texted me earlier asking about, pack or no pack bottles, whatever. And I ended up doing 2 bottles to start with 90 grams of carbs.
Yep.
I used 3 scoops of C30 in there from Never Second. And then I actually went flasks this time. So I had two 250 ml flasks.
How many gels do you get in that?
I put just 2 and then I did extra water.
Yep.
So a little extra hydration, which was sweet because in the flasks, you don't have to rip the top. That's always tricky out here is trying to rip the top of the gel. So the flask, you can just rip it out, take a big squeeze, and you can hold it in your mouth until you have time to put it back in your pocket. So I was quite happy with the flasks. I should have taken some in the feed zone because then I switched to just gels on the bottles in the feed zone. Feed nutrition was great. I had no problems with that.
Yeah. I started with a pack. I went half pack though. So did like 400 mils of water with 100 grams of carbs in it, and then had a bottle with 100 grams of carbs in it, and I had 4 gels. I don't think I got through all that by the first feed, but I did pretty well.
It's good to have extra because it's easy to fumble things out here.
Yeah.
You drop a gel or 2, and if that's all you have, you're kind of in trouble.
And then I was pretty stoked. I grabbed a water bottle and a bunch of caffeine gels in the feed zone because you're halfway. That feed's halfway. And I was like, once I get to that feed zone, wherever I'm at, I can focus. Like I can start going. I can start turning the engine on.
I think the course gets a little, I feel like it gets a little more open, a little easier to push after the feed zone. Like there's less of the super tight, twisty stuff. So.
And guys are blowing up. It gets exciting. You look around the corner, you see somebody. Like I start to get motivated by that because it's so easy to, in the beginning, like everyone's ripping.
Oh yeah.
But then an hour and a half in and everything starts changing.
Everyone can ride hard for an hour or 2,
Yeah.
So.
I'll look at training peaks for a minute, compare a little bit because you did way more power than I did today.
A lot of chasing for this guy.
I was expecting this to be different. I wanted to say like I'm not as good at skills and I have to ride harder, but pretty much Keegan just overrode all day because he flatted too much.
Yeah, we can get to the other flat issues.
So I guess do you want to just compare normalized power to start?
Sure.
I finished just barely ahead of Keegan, just barely, because he flatted, but he was chasing all day. So my normalized power is 268.
Mine was 316.
And we weigh the same. So that should tell you where he would have been. Pretty crazy. Was your, let's just go highest 2 minute, highest 1 minute?
Oh, let's see.
I always love this stuff. I did 495 for 1 minute. No, 515 for 1 minute.
1 minute was 558, 2 minute was 532.
Yeah.
So it was at the start,
Yeah. Yeah, not bad. A little slower. I think I was looking, you did a shit ton of kilojoules. I think you did almost 1,000 kilojoules more than me, which is crazy because when we weighed the same,
like 4,200.
Yeah, I did 35. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, after the
engine's burning hot.
Engine's burning hot. After the first wheel change, second wheel change after Eli's wheel change, I think I'd ridden back into 5th place.
Yeah.
Because they were saying, oh, you're like, your Matt's like 30 seconds up, and then you're in like 8th or something.
Yep.
And then I caught Trekkie, and then I think Sean or Lesby.
Yep.
I just saw in the corner of my eye. It was one of those 2. Yeah. And then I caught Matt, and I was like, oh, I think you're like in 5th, and those other guys were only a couple minutes ahead. So I was like, oh, you're on a pretty, you can still salvage a good day. And then then the big flat happened. I thought I had it plugged, jumped back on. It only lost a couple spots, and then I think it took like 6. I think I jammed 6 plugs in there. Yeah. It was maybe a little ambitious. Maybe I should have gone straight for a tube, but then I flatted again anyway, so it really didn't matter.
To be fair though, that's the mindset. Keegan and Tobin taught me at Worlds in 23 that you can plug anything. Just got to keep shoving plugs into
keep
it.
Pushing. I used every plug I had.
Dude.
I had a variety too. I had like the Samurai Sword, which are the big plugs. I had the Dyna plugs. I had the genuine bacon strips, and I used all of them, just shoving them in this hole. And then when I put the tube, I had to pull all the plugs out because they're sharp and didn't want to puncture the tube.
Yep.
Booted it with the Never Second wrapper, and thankfully Alexey came by because I was standing there and I was like, oh, I can't put a tube in because I lost my multi-tool, which was unfortunate. So I was waiting for Alexey to come or anyone. I was like, oh, he's like, you need anything? I was like, I hesitated for a second. He's like, I need a tool.
Yep.
I jumped on the bike, chased him down with the flat, and then he handed me the tool quick, and then I got the tube in, and we carried on because
Keegan was trying to catch me though to give me the tool back. It really demoralized me.
Wanted to give him this tool back. And the thing is with this race is it's not over till it's over because like there could be 4 guys ahead that also flat.
100%.
You just got to stay on the gas, especially with Big Sugar next weekend. The same thing can happen there. And I think So luckily, like this race, it wasn't great, but we still had pretty good. And as far as the Grand Prix was concerned, we were still pretty good in the points.
We can jump into that. I mean, I think that's a big thing. Obviously, neither of us had great unbounds. You had a great Leadville and a lesser Schwalmingen. I had a pretty bad unbound in Leadville. But going into this race, it was not all up for grabs. I kind of told Avery last night, I was like, you still didn't have it locked up, but the guys behind you. I had a
2-point, when factoring a drop race, I had a 2-point lead. No drop races, I only had a 1 point.
Yeah.
So it was like.
But a lot of those guys between us, I was sitting in 4th. Simon, Toby, and Trekkie all had rough days, which is just good for us.
Yeah. I was really concerned about Simon and Toby because they were 2nd and 3rd.
Yep, and close to you.
Yeah, I passed them after the first flats. I passed them, and I was like, okay, at least like the main job for the day is done. You can kind of relax a little bit. And I was really stressed that they were going to pass me as I was putting the tube in, and they didn't pass me. So that was a big relief. I felt really good.
The wheels were coming off when I passed them, so I was like, okay, it's still halfway to go, guys. Good job.
So yeah, I was quite relieved. The day wasn't all for naught. How bad it was.
Yeah, I mean, I think you finished 9th in the Grand Prix. I think I was just ahead of you in 8th. And it's unique, right? First time we're in Bentonville for 2 weeks straight. Headed in Big Sugar for the finale next week. I don't know. Should be fireworks. Should be exciting.
I think it's going to be kind of interesting. I think it's going to be
a little negative.
It's going to be a little negative because I think everyone's so close in the points. I think we're all going to be watching each other.
Yeah.
Like I'll be,
and this race also, I feel like usually people are so afraid to burn that last match for the season. And the minute, like I always tell people, I was like, if you flat or kind of ride through, like a couple of the years I flattered out and had to ride through guys, you will never see people's faces, like even unbound. Guys bodies. Here are just done. Like when they get dropped, they are kaput.
Yeah.
So you want to bring in Tobin before we finish?
Oh yeah,
we got a good story.
We got a good story. Tobin, come
Mac
join.
Daddy.
We have a great Tobin story.
I'll give him my mic for a second.
All right.
Whoa. Hey, we allowed him in. It's okay, security guard. Welcome to the pod.
Long-time listener, first-time caller. What are we talking about?
First of all, thank you, Tobin, for the wheels. Both wheels.
Anytime.
I know, and I was like, he's probably kind of relieved because now he can just chill, go about his day.
Yeah, I was a little relieved, like riding my own pace, but
yeah.
Secretly was kind of hoping maybe, get up on the podium. Knew that was pretty unrealistic, though, seeing as we were dead last.
But then, so at the end of the race, like 2 miles to go, all of a sudden I catch Tobin, and I was like, we were both pretty confused. I was like, is Tobin just like riding the course for fun? Is he done? And he just like.
I was not riding the course for fun.
So anyway, we were both confused. He pulls over, let me pass us, and then he's still racing. And
I passed a lot of people. I was pretty sure I was back in it.
But he didn't pass me while I was changing my flat, while I was on course. So I was like, what is happening? Like, did I not see him? Surely I could have used that wheel again, Toby. I could have taken my wheel back because I needed it. So then we got back and we were comparing Strava, and turns out he found himself a little shortcut.
I missed a turn. But in a good way. I missed a turn, took a 2-mile shortcut. So if anyone's listening to this and I'm ahead of you on the results and you're confused by that, I will call Lifetime and make sure I get pulled off the results. I acknowledge that. Yeah, the course is not marked that well out here.
No, it's not.
I got yelled at to go through the
timing pad
sometimes because they're not lined up and the flags don't really match.
And the arrows were twisted the wrong way in some places. They could do, and for how there's a lot of trails out here.
It's hard to look down at your computer.
Yeah. It's hard to look down. All hands on deck.
I did miss that turn that you missed pre-riding too, so we'll throw that out there. It was marked too, but I missed it.
There was a bike path, and then we took a left turn, and Keegan's like, "Oh, it's a little easier finish this year," and I was just cruising on the bike path. I'm like, "Oh, we're almost there. Like it is a lot easier." And all of a sudden, there's just like women and children, and I'm just racing like a total dickhead, cutting people off. Not really, but like. I knew there was guys up the road. I'm like, just let's go. We're almost done. And and then Keegan passes me again. I was just like so confused. And anyways, we'll take care of this with Lifetime. That is all. I'm sure other people had the same. I'm sure I'm not the only one who did that.
Yeah, you're probably the only one who's gonna call Lifetime though.
I'm the only one who will own it. Yeah, I don't know unless maybe I get myself in the Grand Prix with that result next year. Just kidding. I will not be trying to get in the Grand Prix next year. All right, that is all. Back to you, boys. Is that all? Do we have anything else?
What's the rest of your season look like?
Oh, the rest of my season. Well, we do Little Sugar, and then I do a cross race, and then I'm done.
Big Sugar.
Oh, we just did Little Sugar. Yes, of course. Go to a cross race at home, and then, I'm done. Maybe
retirement.
Motorcycle season. We're gonna ride dirt bikes.
Dirt bike season.
Yeah.
We have a bachelor party to plan for Keegan. We'll go ride dirt bikes in the desert. I have to write a speech. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, we're pretty much done. Feels good. Running on fumes here personally. It's always hard to get through these. I'm sure everyone feels the same way. It's hard to kind of keep it running. Like we're mid-October. We started racing in February. Gravel would be nice if it was a little more condensed. I think personally it's a bit all over. Everyone wants to put on a race, which is great. It just ends up making the season really long, which is a little rough, but you know, whatever. Not that big of a deal.
Avery's battery died. Tobin left. Just us two again. I think that's it for Little Sugar.
Yep.
Not much more to talk about. We are here all week. We might try to do one in the middle of the week.
Oh, really? Surprise.
Keegan didn't know, but we might try.
We'd have done it before. So.
Yeah, and we've talked about, we're not sure. We might do some sponsor announcements. We got to talk about that. Possibly. No?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, you tell me.
I have some sponsor announcements.
We could do one in the middle of the week.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
If you're in Bentonville, come say hi. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks guys. We'll see you.
Bye.